You're watching Good Day Austin on Fox 7.
We've all been there. The server brings your food to the table. Guess what? It's not exactly what you ordered. So it's a bit of an awkward moment, but you have to send it back to the kitchen. Awkward, yeah, but it's actually a pretty good reason to send your food back to the kitchen. That's an easy one. Etiquette expert Diane Gottsman joined us this morning with a few more reasons why it is perfectly fine to send your food back and some reasons why you definitely should not. Good morning, Diane. How are you?
Good morning, Casey. But do you know, that is the question that we should ask ourselves. When is it appropriate to send the food back?
Yeah.
So here are some tips.
Yeah, let's start with the when it's appropriate. Let's start with that part.
So too much of a good thing. When they bring the food to you, it looks fabulous. You take your first bite and it's full of too many seasonings, too much salt, too much pepper, too much garlic, etc. If you can't stomach it, you know it's wrong. You can call the server back and ask them and explain to them kindly, respectfully, that it's a little bit over-seasoned. Would the chef mind trying again? And that's how you say it. You don't chastise them. So that's one reason. Another reason is when it's grossly undercooked or terribly overdone. Now, you notice I'm using some exaggerative words because if it's a little bit off and you're at a business meeting or you're even with friends, you have to realize that anytime you send something back, it stops the flow of everyone else's meal. So if you can have it, if it's just a tiny bit off and it's still tasty, go ahead and eat it. But if it's really going to make you sick, you want to do something about it because we know we're spending a lot of money on food. Yeah. And certainly if they bring something to the table, no matter how good it looks, and they put it down in front of you, it's a completely different meal, send it back immediately. Even before it touches the table, you want to say, this looks great, but this is not my dish. Don't let it sit on the table. Don't touch it. Don't look at it and then send it back because now you've touched it and somebody else is probably going to get it. I hope not. And, I don't know about you, but when I go up to the counter of one of my favorite barbecue places, I love that black char. So I will say I like it moist and I want some of that black stuff on it. But there are times where it may just be all black stuff. It's all that. So when they turn back around on the counter and they hand it to you and they weigh it, you can say, that looks so. They're trying to do the right thing. They're trying to help you out. But I'll say, that looks like it's a lot of that black stuff. Would you mind just taking some of that off? So you can say it and say it politely. And of course, I don't know about you, Casey, but I have a daughter who has severe allergies. And if there's anything on that plate that has a nut on it, you always want to talk about this in advance and you want to eyeball that food. But if it's an allergy or a restriction, send it back. And if you get a hair in your food, and we have all had this happen, this is the one thing you don't want to do. You don't want to pull it out of your mouth and hold it up and show everyone because you have now ruined everyone else's food at the table, their appetite. So discreetly talk to the server, look up and away, let the server know, and then say nothing to anyone else. And when they say, what's wrong? Just say, they're going to redo my meal. It's a little undercooked. That's when you can fudge a little bit because everybody else thinks that they've got the same thing in their plate that you do.
Yeah, that's good advice.
And I think that discretion is always best. Always be polite and courteous. It's not the server's fault. Sometimes it's not even the kitchen's fault, but there are definite reasons not to return your food.
Yeah.
And that's if you like somebody else's better. If you're full, you've eaten too many appetizers, so pace yourself. If you decide it's too expensive and now you decide rather than looking before but when you made the order, or if you get a call at the last minute to leave or you have to leave unexpectedly, instead of telling the server, I don't need the food because they're already cooking it, take it to go. And make sure that you are leaving a tip on that food. You still took up that table if you have to leave unexpectedly. It seldom happens, but it might.
Diane Gottsman, thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Bye-bye.
We'll be right back.